I imagine it's an easy decision to stay, but what goes into those decisions at this juncture of your coaching career?
Um, Number one, probably appetite to keep going, which is very strong. And then obviously second consideration is my own personal situation with where we live and split our time between Australia and overseas. So that bit is, they're the two big considerations. And overarching all of that is, the support of everyone around our team, which is players, staff and everyone else, whether they think it's a good thing for me to keep leading up the operation. So yeah, that bit was, they were all taken into consideration.
Do you? I know coaches are probably conscious about whether they're getting the best out of the group or not.
Yep.
Who do you consult, or how do you navigate that battle in your head, I guess?
More on the proof of performance and I don't know, the enthusiasm for wanting to compete. All those sort of things are, for me, they look like our group are really ingrained and pretty strong, and I don't see any wavering from that. They're a very competitive group. After our last game last year, as disappointing as it was, they're the type of group that want to get out there and atone straight away. So the hardest thing to do is when they lose the last game of the year, it's like you've got to wait 7 months before you can get some sort of atonement for what happened. So they're that type of group. They're competitive. I'm really excited about the people that we've brought in the recent draft, the two recent drafts. So our sort of least experienced 10 players are pretty exciting, but just haven't had a whole lot of opportunity yet. So that's a good thing that I'm really looking forward to. It's competitive for spots in our team too, which I think drives performance as well. So there's a lot of things about our group that, while we've been pretty successful over the 9 seasons so far, the next 4, 5, 10 years could be even more exciting and more successful.
You've had, I guess, a little bit of evidence the girls have only just come back, but what have you seen in terms of, you mentioned their sort of hunger and determination to sort of reverse the result from last year?
Yeah, and it comes through with they have a good couple of months off in the early part of the year. The great benefit of what we've done over the last 5 years is we've played a lot of finals, so our seasons have been a lot longer than some of the other clubs in the league, and basically, I think we've played something like 14 finals in the last 5 seasons, which is basically another AFLW season. So from that point of view, the rest and recovery and some time to yourself are really important for our group. And then they get back into their individual preparation across March and April. We had the chance to play our sort of least experienced 10 in some practice games about a month ago, or in the last month. They've been pretty beneficial. We've done some other specific training with certain people. So you get a chance just to work on what you need to work on. And then the proof is, as you say, the very first session back when you check out how fit they are or how clean they are with their skills, and both those areas blew us all away actually on Monday, that their time trial results were extraordinarily good, and their concentration and cleanliness with the ball were super afterwards. So that's a great start, and that's our only bit of proof, but it's a good start.
I imagine like that loss would sting last year. It felt like there's a gap between North and where you guys. Is that the way you see it entering this season?
Yes and no. On paper, if you're looking from the outside, you would definitely say the two results that they had against us last year, there looks like there's a bit of a gap, but there were lots of phases in that grand final where we were in the game and just couldn't score. So we didn't get the chance to put them under any sort of pressure at all, really. So kudos to the way that they handled the day. But yeah, I think there's some areas, conversely this time last year, there would have been some areas that they looked at, having been on the receiving end, and got to work on, and we're doing exactly the same. So I think it's pretty exciting. You've got two pretty good teams there who have played the last 2 against each other, and they're 1 all. So we know what we need to fix. They probably want to keep improving the areas they want to improve, and there's a big pack underneath chasing all of us. So I think the competition, despite what you might hear from various channels, I think the comp's in very healthy condition. We had a couple of teams last year didn't even make the finals, Geelong and Melbourne, who I think are finals worthy, just to name two. But I think our comp's strong, and we're going to have to be on guard every single week.
Yeah. You got something there?
I was going to ask about Nessa. Obviously, brought her over from Ireland through the off season. What's she going to bring to the group, and some of the attributes that she can bring from her time in Gaelic footy, I guess? Yeah,
well, Nessa's the first. I mean, there's 40 Irish players in the comp now, or 39 or whatever it is, which is extraordinary. There's another conversation there about how many Indigenous players we have in our competition, which we need to explore. But the fact that we've got 39 Irish in the comp is really good. I think Nessa's the first ever from Kildare, in the women's space at least. I got some confirmation yesterday from Dara and Connor about Kildare boys that have been in the comp, and I think there's been the one or two that have come through. But I think Nessa's the first female player. You watch her play GA footy, and she's clean and powerful, and runs to positions on the ground where she knows she's a scoring chance. So I'm hoping to see that with us. But her first impressions with us are on very limited preparation with an oval ball. She's clean and already kicks it really well. However, she's got a very sore fist from handballing the ball. All the footies are brand new, and you know what a brand new footy's like. They're pointy and hard, and she's getting her technique right with the handballing, and got a very sore knuckle at the moment from doing a lot of handballing.
Hey, but traditionally it's been a hard team to get into because it's been successful. You mentioned competition for spots. Does that feel like there could be some change this year, or is that just something you wait and see?
Honestly, no idea. Wait and see. I'm knowing our more established players and senior players. They're all great competitors and hanging on to their roles in the team. So that bit's and they've earned them. So that bit's really strong and ingrained. But who knows? Until you start playing, you don't know how the pieces will fall into place. We'll just sort of wait and see. There's a few things we want to do game style wise, little tinkers here and there, which might have some people with a slight advantage over others, but yeah, we'll just have to see how it plays out.
Got a bit of a different backdrop, I guess. This morning, it must be nice to have organisations such as Follamont, I guess, putting so much time and energy into women's sport, and particularly women's footy here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, a key part of what we talk about when we start is one of the big responsibilities we have in Queensland is to role model women's sport and inspire the next bunch of people coming through the game and playing the game. The numbers for female footy in Queensland are extraordinarily strong, and that's on the back of I guess our success and the Suns being in the comp as well, and they're starting to come through now. So that piece is really, really strong, but it's competitive in this market too. Like there's a lot of women's teams in the marketplace. We need to play our role in terms of being role models for women's sport, and it's good to see that the corporate world sees us in the same light. So I know we've had some great commercial partners over our journey, and it seems like it's continuing, which is great.